Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea and today we are reviewing the new Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette. So in this particular video, we are going to be doing two different eye looks, the two eye looks that you see here, and I'm going to be doing some swatch comparisons of this palette to the Mercury Retrograde palette and also the three nude palettes that Huda came out with, these three. So you'll want to definitely stay tuned till the end to see the swatch comparisons and of course to hear my final thoughts on this particular palette. But before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel and join the Glam Girl Squad. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel with all of your likes and your comments. They truly do mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. So guys, I have forsaken outfit of the day in my past couple of videos, but I have not forgot it totally. So this little number you all have seen before if you did watch my birthday get ready with me. This dress is from Shein and I absolutely adore it. I love how flowy and free it is. And it's quite roomy without making it look non-complimentary to the body, but I really do enjoy it. It hits about, it comes like slightly below my knee, so this is a good length for, you know, church, work, or just going out. And she's a cute little number. On to the Naughty Nude palette. So this palette does retail for $67 and it is available on Huda's website, also available at Sephora in-store and online. It's going to feature 18 new shades that will contain 5 different formulas. And so we have some traditional matte shades right here, and then we have some marbled shades. So we see some new marbled shades right here. And then we have our high shine shimmer shades. Then we've got this new slippery jelly-like shade. It's actually called Slippery, and it's called Slippery. It, like the name literally describes the texture. Very slippery and jelly-like. When you look at this shade swatched, it really comes off quite clear, and you'll see me in the demo actually apply it to my cheeks. So I'm wearing it right here and also right here. Stay tuned to see how it looked on the eye because it didn't work out as well for me on the eye as it does on the cheeks. But this is the palette that we will be using today. I did create 2 different eye looks using the palette. So let's just jump right into these eye looks, and then I will of course share with you my final thoughts and swatch comparisons of this palette to the other Huda palettes that I do have. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. I've already primed my eyes with the ABH primer, and I'm gonna go in with my Sonia G crease brush. And let's start off with this shade called Juicy. The shade is showing much more pink than it looks in the pan. Looks more like a muted pink tan color in the pan, but it definitely looks and is pulling more pink on the lid. And let's go in with the shade Naughty right here, same brush, and we're going to blend the shade into the crease. Let's now go in with this shade called Spicy and take in a Sonia G mini booster brush. We're gonna concentrate that right here. Oh, this is pigmented. Right here on the outer edge of the eye, bringing it up to the crease, but not completely covering the crease. Then going in with the shade called Passion because this swirl in this pan just looks so interesting. Taking a Sonia G Jumbo Blender brush. Ooh, child. Oh, that's pretty. That, wow. This is pretty. Going back in with that deeper shade Spicy, I want to take just a little bit of that and carve out the edges of the crease. I did get some transfer of that shimmer shade on the lower lash line, so I'm just wiping that off. For the lower lash line, let's go in with Spicy, the same Songyuji mini booster brush, and concentrate that on the outer edge of the eye. Then going in with a Songyuji flat definer brush, and let's take Passion and use that on the lower lash line. Then let's go in with Shameless right here. Same brush, and using that for the inner corner of the lower lash line. And also for the inner corner highlight. And I think I want to go in with a little bit of Irresistible right here to top the inner corner highlight with. Kind of not feeling just this shade alone. So let's see what Irresistible does, just to kind of brighten it up. Okay, so on to the next eye. Let's go in with this shade called Hard. And I'm going to be using a Bristles Beauty E01DL brush. Then let's go in with this shade right here called Please Me, and taking a Rephr 02 brush. Going in with Flower Power right here, and same brush, just flipping it over and applying this to the inner corner of the eye. Ooh. Actually, I like this color. I'm gonna blend it over and mix it in with Please Me. And let's go in with this shade called Slippery and see what we can do with it. So first of all, Slippery is such a great name for it because it feels like a jelly texture. Definitely feels like there's some slip on this particular shade. So I have been mixing this particular shade around because the like pebbled structures within the formula give the color. The clear portion is literally clear. So I've been mixing this particular shade around, and this is as much as I've gotten on my actual hand. I'm gonna swatch it here, and we just get the lightest hint of color with this shade. And I definitely need to do some more research as to what is the best way to use this shade. I did see and hear that you could use it on your face, but I'm gonna see. Yeah, this adds like nothing to the eye. Do you guys see that? As a matter of fact, I feel like I actually, yeah, I ended up removing the shadow that I had down before. Okay, I'm just gonna fix this eye and then come back. For the lower lash line, I wanna go in with the shade Naughty and like throw in just a smidge of this shade called Untamed. And I think I wanna add just a little bit of this mixture right here on the outer edge, yeah, of the upper lid. And I'll blend that with my Bristles Beauty brush. Let's go in with this shade called Desire with a Rephr 03 brush. Let's add this right here. And I have some fallout on my face from the two shades that I used on the upper lid. Not a ton, but I do have some. And for my inner corner highlight, I used the shade Tantric. For some reason, that footage was cut out. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I will definitely leave links down below with everything that I'm wearing on my face if you are interested in the other products that I use. But let's get on to the palette. So there's one more thing I want to do with this palette, because when we used the Slippery shade in the actual eye demo, it didn't work out like I thought it would. So this product, or this particular shade, can be used on the face. So I'm going to take this shade and I'm going to try to put it right along here. I do have some highlight on, but let's see what it would look like right here. Okay, that's, I feel like I can see like the glossiness of it there. Let's try putting it right along here on the apples of the cheeks. It's not lifting up my blush, which is nice. But do you all see a difference here? Well, I can see a slight little difference versus on this side. Okay, so there's purpose to the shade. All right, so I'm gonna apply some right along here and do the same thing. So I was watching Miriam Maquillage's review on this, and I noticed that she was able to apply this shade on her eyeshadow on top of her eyeshadow, and it worked for her. So I don't know. I would say if you do get this palette and you want to try it on your eyes, try it on your eyes. If you have a better way of using it on the eyes than I did, let me know. But I can definitely, yeah, I definitely see a difference now on the cheeks and eye. Okay, I like this on the cheeks. Okay, so this, all right, Huda. Okay, each one of these palettes does come with a different pearlized pattern. So some people will have more. I feel like I definitely have less than what I even saw in store, the palette that was on display. But let me give you my final thoughts on this palette. I like it. I really do like it. I like the formula of the 5 different formulas that are going on in this palette. All of the mattes blended so beautifully and so smooth. I had no issues with them skipping. There was no patchiness of the matte shades, and they were great. The shimmer formula that we see like here and here and here, this high shine shimmer formula is definitely the same as the shimmer formula that we find in the Mercury Retrograde, which I really do adore, and I really enjoy that one. The marble shades are so pretty. So this one that we use for this eye probably is my favorite one out of all of the marble shades. But I also like this, I think she calls it like a hypnotic marble shade right here, because it's matte. So you get like a very interesting matte color. It's not just the standard tan or like dark brown. It's a combination of the both. And I really liked how it looks blended in with this particular eye look. So all in all, there was only like a couple of shades I didn't use out of the whole entire palette, but I would recommend this one. So I used to have the new Nude palette. I ended up getting rid of it because I just didn't reach for it. It was a little too light for my liking. The shades worked on me, but I just felt like they're so light. So this is supposed to be, you know, the more vampy, the more sexy sister to the new Nude palette. And I could definitely see where that inspiration came from. And for me, this color story and the shades that are in this particular palette work better for me and to my liking. If I still had the new Nude palette, I would definitely reach for this one over that one. This palette though, I feel will work for all complexions, because even if you have a more fair complexion, yes, these shades will show up extremely deep on you, but if you go in with a light hand, blend it out really well, I still feel like you could get some good use out of this one. But I do think this palette is going to work better and probably best for those, you know, medium to deeper tan complexions. It's because these matte shades are deeper and richer. But like I said, there are some lighter tones within this palette. Even with some of the shimmers, they do pull a little lighter. As you can see with this eye look that I created, it is more of a lighter look. So I really do feel like this palette could work for any and all complexions. Now, in comparing both of these palettes together, there is no outright, you know, similarity between the two. I feel like we do have some similar shades, like in terms of color. I'm gonna swatch Please Me from the Naughty Nude palette, which is right here, and Frazzled from Mercury Retrograde, which is right here. So we have Frazzled from Mercury Retrograde, and then Please Me from Naughty Nude. And these shades, I definitely see a difference between the two. I don't think that they are overly similar. So I don't see enough to say like, oh, these are repeat shades. There are no repeat shades, but they're similar, but I don't feel they're extremely similar. We can swatch Desire from Naughty Nude, and we can swatch Supernova from Mercury Retrograde. So here is Desire from Naughty Nude and Supernova from Mercury Retrograde. And once again, I don't really see a strong similarity between both of the shades to really say like, yeah, there's a duplication or they're extremely similar. I don't think that they are similar at all. So if I feel like if you have Mercury Retrograde, then you're not going to be repeating yourself with getting the Naughty Nude. So I do have all three of her nude palettes. And when I saw this Naughty Nude palette, I did immediately think of the Medium Nude palette. So these are the two palettes just kind of taken aback by themselves. And I do think that there's a couple of shades that could be similar. This shade right here in the Medium Nude palette kind of reminds me of Naughty right here. And then we have this shade in the Medium Nude that looks similar to me to Arouse. This shade right here that looks similar to Juicy, and I did mix that one. That's why there's that line through there. So I'm going to swatch all of them and then show you what they look like. Okay, so here we go. We've got Naughty from the Naughty Nude palette, and then this browner shade from the Medium Nude, and they do look similar. I feel like this shade Naughty has a little bit more of a burgundy-ish tint to it. This shade, in my opinion, looks more brown based, but I do see a similarity between these two. And then this is the shade Arouse from Naughty Nude compared to this shade right here in the Medium Nude. And once again, they do look similar, but I do see different tones within this one. This one looks like there's more of a hint of an orange to it, versus this one looks more of there being more of like pink base to it. Sorry if my descriptions are not great, but that's how I can describe it. And then these two right here, in my opinion, look really, really similar. So this is the shade Juicy from the Naughty Nude, and this is that pinkish shade, lighter pinkish shade from the Medium Nude. They look really, really similar, like very, very similar. The differences are just so minute and minuscule that on the eye, I don't feel like you would be able to tell a difference at all. Okay, so here are these two. This is the Nude Rich palette, and then of course Naughty Nude. And looking at them, they actually don't have as many similar colors as I thought they would. There's really only one color that stands out. So we've got this color from the Nude Rich, and then also this color right here. I think it's called Hypnotic. They look similar, but outside of that, I don't really see. Oh wait, we can compare this one and also this one right here. So I'll do those swatches and then we'll see what they look like. Okay, so here are the shades swatched on my hand. So this is going to be the shade Rough from the Naughty Nude compared to the other shade in the Nude Rich. And there's definitely a difference between these two shades. The shade Rough is definitely more deep than this particular shade from the Nude Rich palette. And then these two shades, they do look similar, but I feel like this shade looks more cranberry-ish in tone. Versus this one looks deeper in its kind of burgundy-ish tone. So although they're similar, they're not overtly similar. And then lastly, we have the Naughty Nude compared to the Nude Light palette. There's just one shade that I think would be maybe similar. We've got this shade right here, and then we have Hypnotic right here. So I'll go ahead and swatch those two. Outside of that, I don't feel like there really is any other similarities within the two palettes. So this is the shade Hypnotic from the Naughty Nude, and this is that lighter corresponding shade from the Nude Light palette, and they definitely are different. This one is definitely deeper from the Nude Light palette than this Hypnotic shade from Naughty Nude. So those are all of the comparisons that I feel are worth your time, worth looking at to see, you know, if there really are similarities. If you have all three of these nude palettes, you might be asking, like, do I need the Naughty Nude? And I would say there still is some different colors within this Naughty Nude palette that are not going to be in the nude smaller palettes. And then when I saw Miriam Maquillage compare the nude to this one, there definitely were major differences between the two. So I feel like if you have all 4 of those palettes, you're not going to be duplicating the shades too much. And the formulations of these shades are different than the formulations in the mini nude palette. So I feel like if you have those other ones but you're interested in this one, you're still going to be able to enjoy this one and not feel like, okay, I just bought a whole bunch of repeat shades. The shades are similar, but there is some differences between the shades. Of course, I would agree that the medium nude palette had more similarity to this one than not, but that was just 3 shades out of the total 18 shades that comes in this palette. So I really do enjoy this one. This one is currently on sale now, and if you are any tier at Sephora, you will be able to buy this palette now and save a little bit of money. So of course, this is a great time to buy it if you're interested in it. But I definitely would recommend this one. I think this one was really, really nice, and I'm glad that I picked this one up. I do enjoy both eye looks that I created, and I think they both look beautiful. And yeah, I like this one. I think if you're interested, definitely check it out. But I want to know your thoughts. Leave them down in the comment sections below. What do you think about this palette? Do you like it? Are you interested in it? I want to hear everything you have to say. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.